unlock it. Okay. Hi to the two of you that are here. All right, I'm just gonna kind of putz around and wait for some people to get here. Oh, there's already 4 of you. Holy cow. That was quick. Usually it's not that quick. Usually it's like 10 minutes before anybody shows up. So, oh, and they left. Okay, well, we'll just wait for some people to get here for a few minutes. Because I didn't announce that I was live streaming at all, so. Come here, Chizzy. Come say hi to nobody that's watching. Chaz, stop. Get over here. Come over this way. Okay. Okay, it keeps going in and out to 1 to 2 people. Chaz. Chaz! Those are my clothes. Yeah, help yourself. No big deal. Hey McKenna, how's your day going? Your Saturday? I have freaking food on my face. Anyways, just waiting for some people to get here. There's only 3 people here right now, so we'll just hang out for a few minutes and see how many people show up. My day was pretty good. I spent the whole day at a bridal expo. My brother's getting married, and so I went with his fiance to a bridal expo and looked at a whole bunch of wedding venues and wedding cakes and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So I was gonna go to a tack swap today because like once a year there's like a big tack swap like 45 minutes from here, and I really wanted to go to that, but I figured this was more important, so I went to this instead. But maybe next year. I mean, I probably would have just spent like a whole bunch of money that I didn't need to spend anyways, so it's probably good in the long run. But I did do a little shopping today. Since I actually had a day off, which doesn't happen very often at all. Okay, we're up to 4 people. There was like 4 people like 2 minutes ago, and then it went down to like 1 person, and then yeah. So we've been going in and out, so I don't want to like start talking to only 4 people and then everybody gets here and has no idea what I'm talking about. So we'll just wait a few minutes. We're not in any hurry. At least I'm not. Are you guys watching this on your computer, or like what are you guys watching this on right now? Because I'm on my phone and I don't know why it won't let me live stream sideways. Like I have to be upright like this, but I don't really like it because if you guys are on a computer, like can you just like see this little skinny video? Because I don't like that. Okay, we're up to 5 people. Oh, now we're on to 4. You guys, Chaz. Whenever I'm in here, I don't have a bed for him in here, so he literally just finds a pile of clothes Do you hear him whining? Oh, did you find a spot? He gets so upset that he doesn't have a bed in here, so he just finds a pile of clothes and makes a bed out of it. So this must be really lagged behind because I asked you guys like a minute or two ago what you were watching this on, and I'm just now seeing your responses, so it must be lagged behind a little bit. That or like your guys' responses don't show up for me. Okay, we're back to 5 people. I actually feel like you guys are coming in pretty slow. What time is it where you guys are at? Because for me, it's almost 6:30 p.m. But I know a lot of you guys live in different parts of the world. So what time is it where you guys are at? Are you sleeping? Oh, we're up to 6 now. Sweet. Anyway, I hope to make this live streaming thing like a weekly thing. I don't know if it'll be like at the same time or same day every week or not. Probably not. It'll probably just kind of be when I have time. And it will probably be like Thursday or Friday. So. Because I want to do it like a week apart, you know? I don't want to have one like every day. It's 10:30 in Australia, like p.m. Because, oh my gosh, I would be in bed. I'm one of those people that I cannot stay up super late. Like in high school, I did not understand how like classmates could stay up till like 3 a.m. and play video games and stuff. Oh my god. I'm one of those people where like if I'm not in bed by like 9 or 9:30, oh my gosh, I'm out. And in high school it was worse because I value my sleep a lot. So in high school I would literally go to bed at like 8:30 p.m. I'm not even kidding. Just because like I felt like I couldn't do good, or like I lagged behind a lot if I didn't get enough sleep. I just didn't do well in school if I didn't get enough sleep. So, what time do you guys go to bed? Trying to make some conversation here while we wait for people to get here, so you guys aren't just staring at me on a screen. But like, since there's only 6 people, or now there's 7, I assume it's might be late where some of you guys are at. But I'm waiting for your guys' responses because this seems to be lagging a little bit, so. Oh, it's 10:30 a.m. in Australia. Okay, that's not that bad. I go to bed at 10 and get up at 5:40 for speed and agility during like 5:40 in the morning. Oh my god. You're a trooper. 11:30 is when you guys go to bed. Holy cow. Yeah, I honestly, I'm a person that like I cannot get up super early. Like I'm definitely a morning person. Like I love the morning. Like I don't know why, I like the morning feels. I love drinking my coffee, eating breakfast, chilling out. But unless the sun is up, it's like I cannot get out of bed. Like for my job at the groomers where I work at a pet groomers, and it's like 20 minutes from here, and I literally have to get up at like 6 a.m. Oh my god, it is awful in the winter to get up that early because the sun's not up yet, and like my body naturally just wants to sleep. Like it just doesn't want to get out of bed. And I feel like it's a kind of like a natural instinct type of thing, because when the sun is up, literally I can get up out of bed no problem. I don't care what time it is. Like sometimes I wake up before my alarm if the sun is up and it's bright, but if the sun is not up, like it's seriously the hardest thing in the world to get up, just because it's still dark. Like I want to be sleeping in the dark. So yeah, that's just how I am anyways. Which actually, I have a coworker that rides horses, and she posted on Facebook the other day that she had all 3 of her horses ridden before 8 a.m. And I was like, girl, you are a much better equestrian than I am, because not gonna happen over here. All right, we're getting a few more people here. $5 a.m. to go to work. Oh my gosh. Mia and Charlotte want a shout out, so there's you guys' shout out. Dude, 5 a.m. My stepdad is like that. He gets up super early. And just, oh my gosh, I don't know. It's just like such like a chore, and like such hard work to get up that early for me. Like if the sun's up, we're good. Like I can get up, start the day, get moving, no problem. But if it's not, it just doesn't feel right. It feels so uncomfortable. But then I have my coffee, and it's okay. All is right in the world. Do you guys drink coffee? Let me know. I'm glad you guys watch my channel all the time. Thank you. Let me know if you guys if you have any video requests or any certain videos you want to see, because I'm always looking for those. Love my cappuccino. Cappuccino is good once in a while. The hard part about, like, I've always been a pretty big coffee drinker. Like even in high school, like I drank coffee every single morning. And it's been harder since I've started going vegan. Because like, especially here, because I live in like a little small town, and our grocery store literally only has one type of vegan creamer. And so it's so hard to like drink different types of coffees and really good coffees, because you never know. Like it's hard to find vegan creamer, and then if you go to Starbucks, you don't like really know if their syrup or their flavoring is vegan. I always get soy with like no whipped cream on it, but it's hard. You never know, but I am still a big coffee drinker. Any tips about finding a horse trailer? We have been having trouble finding a good one for a reasonable price. Okay, so it depends what type of person you are. If you want to buy something that's not going to have any issues, that's completely done and just ready to use, it's going to cost more money. I bought my 2 trailers. My first trailer was like, it was usable, but it was such a dump. Like, Chaz, do you hear him whining? He gets so annoyed when he can't get the blankets right. Anyways, as I was saying, my first horse trailer, it was like a total dump. Like literally there was like the windows were broken, the boards were all rotting and falling out. I have a video on my channel of when I first bought that trailer, and it was totally usable. Like, sorry, weird comment. It was totally usable, but it was just a dump, and I fixed it up and made it, like, I completely remodeled it. But like that's why it was so cheap, was because it was really dumpy and really old. And then this trailer that I have now was also pretty dumpy. I mean, the tires were not very good. The underneath the axles and everything needed some work on it. The lights didn't really work, but it was still usable. So basically the route you're gonna have to go is either pay more money for something that has no problems and that you're not gonna need to replace anything, or you can get something cheaper but it's gonna need some fixing up, which isn't a bad thing if you need to fix things up, because you can pay a little amount of money for it now, and like through these winter months you can save your money, and then by springtime you can replace the tires or replace the lights and stuff like that. So it doesn't all have to be done right at once. If it needs some fixing, you can save your money and kind of space it out. Okay, some of your guys' comments say like message retracted in parentheses, so I don't know what that means, but like if you wrote something, I can't see it. All it says is message retracted. Okay. A writing story video, I would do that. I think I might have one on my channel now, but it's probably pretty old. What gender does my horse identify as? Well, I don't know. I don't know if I should answer that. Definitely a lot of people in here I'm seeing that I've never seen on my live chats before, so But yeah, I hope to make these live chats like a weekly thing. Probably won't be at the same time or on the same day every week, but keep a lookout probably like Thursday or Friday for my live chats, because that's probably when I'll try and do them. Yeah, because I like talking to you guys. I like doing these. Where do I see myself in 5 to 10 years? What do you want to be doing? Okay, seriously. 5 to 10 years. I definitely, like 10 years from now, I'll be 29, and I probably want to have my own farm by then, definitely. I want to be having my own boarding facility, and probably, you know, still doing like this business, like breaking out horses and stuff like that. 5 years isn't that far away. I mean, 5 years from now, I definitely want to have my own truck. Like I have a truck now, but like it's technically my parents, like they just let me use it pretty much whenever I want, but I want to have my own heavy duty big truck. It would be great if I had my own farm in 5 years, but like that's kind of a stretch. So what else? Have my own big truck. I definitely want to have my trailer repainted by then. I repainted my first trailer, but I don't have like a facility now or anybody to do this trailer now, so that's why I haven't gotten it repainted. But eventually, if I save up enough money to have it repainted professionally, I'll do that, and have, you know, nice good looking trailer. I want to be camping with my horses. Like I want to be doing all the things that I've like always wanted to do but never had time to do, or I don't have time to do right now, which is like camping with my horses and going to those big trail riding parks and like trail riding for 2 days. I want to go on those big trail rides where you like ride for a cure and stuff like that. Where they do them for like charities and stuff. But yeah, I definitely really want my trailer repainted. My very first horse trailer, the little 2-horse one, I had repainted, and my grandpa actually repainted it for me. He used to do like tractors and stuff like that, and he sandblasted the whole thing and put new paint on it. But we don't have a facility to do it in anymore, and I don't think he really feels like doing another one for me because I sold that trailer. But it would be great to have mine repainted again because I want it bright orange. Like, orange is my favorite color, and I just want a bright orange horse trailer, you know? Because then everybody would know who I am, and anytime they'd see that trailer, they'd know who it is, which would be pretty cool. What are some of my favorite channels? Hold on. My favorite channels, oh geez. Like, as for horse channels, I really like Day by Day. I like Jet Equitheory. Let me look. I got my computer here. Who do I watch a lot of? Western. I ride Western primarily, but this year I do want to get kind of into English again, especially with Sarah, because Sarah is going to be newly broke out and I can kind of start her fresh. And I think it'd be fun to do some English riding on her, just to switch things up, you know? Let's see. Oh, so Day by Day vlogs, Jet Equitheory, and Dreamcatcher Horsemanship. I really like her. She hasn't made videos in quite a while, though, that I know of. I'm subscribed to a whole bunch of people, but I never watch any of them. I like the Budget Equestrian. I'll watch some of her videos once in a while. That's pretty much all I watch. I don't really watch a lot of horse YouTubers. I have all these people in my subscription thing, and I really need to unsubscribe from some of them because I never watch their videos. Okay, I see some of you guys are asking questions. Okay, what is going on? Okay, do I like Fallon Taylor? Not. I mean, I don't like have anything against her, but like I'm not really a fan of her. Don't choke this time. I will try not to choke this time on this live stream. I don't know. Fallon Taylor, I just think she uses some techniques from what I see that I just don't really resonate with, and I don't know. Sometimes I cringe. I think I cringe a lot, actually, but yes. I'm surprised a lot of you guys ride English. Would you guys like it if I did some English videos? Like, I'm no English rider. Like, I'm not trained English or anything like that, but I do have an English saddle. I have some English tack and stuff like that, but I think it would be fun, like, once I get Sarah broke out and started to ride her more, to do like some flat work and like some small jumps or something like that, just to get into it and you know, practice my riding in an English saddle, because I know a lot of people that ride English primarily feel safer in an English saddle, and that's so weird to me, because like when I sit in an English saddle, I feel like I might as well be sitting on the horse bareback, because there's no horn, there's no tall seat behind me, there's like no structure to it. Whereas like a Western saddle feels so secure to me. I'm just like, how can people feel uncomfortable in a Western saddle? But yeah. How soon is too soon to buy a horse, in your opinion, in regards to experience? Learn along the way, question, or learn everything before? Okay, so I think, honestly, I think it's different for, not for everybody, but like, it can be different for different people. So I guess depends how old you are for me also. Like, if I was a parent and my kid really was into horses, obviously, I would want my kid to get into lessons, go to the barn all the time, learn how much work, how much time, how much energy horses take. learn how much horses cost. Like I would want them to see how much the barn owner pays for hay and for grain, and I would want them to go to horse camp and learn all of the things before before I would ever buy a kid a horse. Because I mean, you don't know if they're really gonna like it, because there's tons of 8 and 9-year-old girls that love horses, and I was definitely one of those girls that just dream over horses. But when they have to go scoop poop and do all the hard work in the hot blazing sun of the summer, they kind of lose interest in it, and they don't really want to do all that stuff. So there's that. But I feel like if you are an adult or an older teenager, and you can kind of have a better grasp and understanding of that stuff as you get older. So like, if you're older, if you're an adult and you understand that things are going to cost a lot of money, they're going to be a ton of work, you're going to have to keep up your horse's training, you're going to have to help out at the barn, you're going to have to do all this stuff, and you have a grasp and understanding of that, then you can learn along the way if you want. I mean, if you really decide that this is something that I'm really interested in, I know all of the baggage that comes with it, and you have an understanding of that, then, and you want to buy a horse, and you can learn along the way. If you have an instructor to help you, if you have somebody that's experienced and knows what they're doing, and you can go to people for help, you can ask people for questions, and you can learn along the way. But as for like a kid that wants to get into horses, I would never just buy a kid a horse because they want a horse. So yeah, I feel like it can kind of differ depending on the person. But if somebody doesn't want to buy a horse right away, maybe they just want to lease for a couple years, or maybe they just want to take lessons and help around at a local boarding facility just to get some experience, then that's totally fine too. And probably the safest route if you're unsure. Okay, you're nervous from the judgment from other riders. That's kind of one thing that like I never really experienced, because I never boarded at a barn growing up. We always had my horses at home. But honestly, I've boarded, now that I'm older, I've boarded at a few different barns, and I've never really experienced judgment from other people. And maybe it depends on your area, maybe it depends on the type of barn you're boarding at. But I've never really experienced judgment from the people that I board with. It's more people that are older than I am, which it's kind of one of those things where like you just have to kind of worry about yourself. Like, treat people the way you want to be treated. You don't worry about them, they don't need to worry about you. But as far as like other riders, I don't know. I've never really experienced judgment from other riders. I feel like, at least where I live, people are pretty open-minded and just kind of mind their own business. All the barns that I've boarded at, I've never really had any issue with anybody else or judgment from anybody else, I don't think. I mean, they kind of do their thing and I do my thing. So, I mean, I really wouldn't let that bother you too much, especially if you've been into horses for a long time. Then, like, you deserve to find what makes you happy and to do what makes you happy, and so do those people, so do other riders. So just focus on yourself, worry about your own riding, and tell other people to do the same. Okay, a lot of... This live stream today is very different than the other ones that I've done. Thoughts on using a horse chiropractor? So I've only ever used a chiropractor on my horses one time, and that was on Luna when I had her the first time, 3 years ago. And basically, I didn't know what was wrong with her when I was breaking her out. Luna literally started bolting. Like, I would just put my foot in the stirrup to get on and she would bolt. And I didn't really know what the issue was, so I had a chiro come out and I was like, you know, this is what she's doing. Can you check her out? Can you just adjust her? And the chiro told me that Luna was really sore in her back. And she definitely needed adjusted. She definitely had some stiffness in her back. And the whole reasoning for that was because the saddle that I was using didn't fit her at all. It didn't fit her, like, at all. And that's actually why, if you go back in those videos, or if you have been watching since then, why I never finished making videos about Luna was because she had those problems and, like, I didn't know how to fix it. And so I kind of just stopped riding her for a while. And yeah, but as far as my other horses, Soccer, Sugar, and BB, I've never used a chiro on them. I've never had a chiro for Sarah either. I mean, I feel like chiropractic is kind of one of those things, and it's the same way for people. The more and more and more that you get adjusted by a chiro, like, the less tolerant that your back is going to be about it. Like, I had this friend in high school, and she literally got adjusted by a chiro, like, every couple weeks. And so, like, any time that she would do, like, running or weightlifting and stuff, her back would get, like, I don't know, kind of out of it again, and then she'd just go get adjusted and get it fixed. So, like, it never fixed itself. Like, her body just was adapted to always being fixed and adjusted itself. And, like, she never built up any, I don't know how to put it, I guess. I don't know the right terminology, but, like, that's kind of how I feel with horses. Like, if I just keep adjusting my horse over and over and over again, his back's never going to get stronger. And it's just like, he's going to be more dependent on it if I just keep doing it all the time. So my horses have never gotten adjusted, like, never, ever. The only time I've done it is one time. And I think it could be beneficial, like, in the way that it helped Luna, because her back was so sore and she had some stiffness in her spine that was released when the chiro adjusted her. So for something like that, if you see, like, a major issue or problem that a chiro can help you fix, then sure, it can totally be beneficial. But I don't think that chiropractors are something that people should depend on for their horse, or something that should be a regular thing. I think they're like vets, in my opinion. Like, you use them when you need them, or if it's necessary. But, like, I feel like you just keep adjusting your horse, then he's going to be dependent on it. So those are just my thoughts. Okay, so I was saying earlier, this live stream's a lot different than the other ones that I've done, because I don't know if you guys have been reading the comments, but there's a lot of inappropriate comments happening. And a lot of, looks like spam accounts. And I keep removing them. But that never happened to the last two. There's been like 5 now. But yeah. Oh, let's see. Oh, sorry. Whoop, there we go. Get Chaz, you guys. He wants me to rub his belly now. I'm not gonna rub your belly all the way over there. Okay. So, well, the same 8 of you, I'm assuming. We're going between like 8 and 11 people. So I'm assuming it's the same 8 of you guys that are staying here. But I want to start doing these live streams on my other channel as well. If you guys aren't subscribed to my other channel, I have 3 channels. They're always linked in the description of my videos. But I also want to go over to my other channel and do these live streams, like maybe once a week, maybe every other week. And we can talk about anything over there. We can talk about anything in life. Whereas here, I kind of want to keep it like the horse talk. But if we do live streams on my other channel, then we can talk about whatever you guys want. So I think that would be fun. And I just uploaded a video on that channel about all the things that I'm going to be giving up in 2019 to reduce my waist impact. So if you guys are interested, go over and check out that video. It is kind of a longer video, I will say, but I think I hit some really good points in that video. And I really want to start talking about reducing my waste on the environment on that channel. And so, yeah, I know that's not everybody's thing, but if you guys still want to go check it out, it's over there. So, what horse do I like better, Soccer or Sugar? Well, I don't like either of them better, but I will say me and Sugar have a better relationship. Like, we get each other better. But I would never sell either one of them. I won't ever sell either one of them. They're going to be mine forever. They were my first horses, and I've made the promise to them that I'm going to keep them both for their lifetimes. So they're going to be mine forever. What are my thoughts on shoeing horses? I'm not a shoeing person. I don't really like shoes that much. The only reason that I would like shoes is if the horse really needs them, like really needs them. And not just like, oh, well, my horse gets sore. That's not really needing them. That's like, I'm talking like your horse has like deformed feet or has like some sort of navicular problems, stuff like that, like actually needing them for their health. I know there's some videos that I've watched where people took their horse's shoes off and their horse got really sore on their feet, and their feet kind of started to wear down, so they put shoes back on, which I would say to that, maybe I should just say who it is. It's not really a secret. It was Day by Day. If you guys watch their videos, they had this problem with their horse Storm where they took his shoes off, and she was riding him a lot and jumping him a lot, and he wasn't acting right. And the farrier basically said that the inside of his foot had like worn down and that he was really sore on his feet. And like my response to like that situation was that the reason that kind of happened, in my opinion, or the logical way that I think that happened, was because Storm, before they ever bought him, was a Western pleasure horse his whole life and was a show horse his whole life. That horse likely had shoes on from the time it was 2 years old. He probably always had shoes on, and has had shoes his entire life. So when you take his shoes off at 11 years old, his feet don't know how to just like, how do I say this? His feet are adapted to shoes. So his feet have always been nailed to metal plates, and therefore he's never had the opportunity for his feet to just be bare and flex with the ground and move with the ground and move the natural tissue in his feet. So they're sore because they've always been nailed to a metal plate. When now that he actually doesn't have any shoes on and his feet can feel the ground, the hard ground, they're gonna be sore. Basically, the only way to fix that problem was for him to just go shoeless, could be completely shoeless for a whole winter, and it might even take longer than that. It might take more like a year because he's an older horse. Let his feet harden. Let them naturally harden up and get thick and solid. If he's had shoes on his whole life, they've never had to do that. Then they're adapted to that being done for them by nailing a shoe on and making the bottom of his feet hard. Well, his feet can't do that naturally if they've got shoes on them. So that would explain why his hooves were wearing down so much, because they've never had to solidify. Do you think I should continue trying to pay for lessons when I know I'm probably not going to get a horse until I'm an adult, even though I love horses? I think you totally should. Like, the more that you are around horses and the more that you ride horses, the more prepared you're going to be when you want your own horse. I mean, you don't have to ride every single week. or multiple times a week or anything. But if you just kind of keep up with regular lessons here and there, and then the more you're going to be prepared for when you have your own horse, and the more advanced you're going to be, the more experience you're going to have, and maybe you might ride a bunch of different horses along the way, and that might help you pick out what horse you want for yourself. Are you a vegan? I am in the process of going vegan. I'm not vegan yet, but I'm getting there. There's still some animal products that I'm consuming, but I'm slowly cutting things out of my diet. I talk more about veganism on my other channel as well, which is always linked in the description of my videos, if you guys want to go check it out. Have you ever done 4-H? I was never in 4-H growing up, and I actually wish that I was. I wish that my parents would have got me in 4-H, and I'm vegan now, so like, it's not something you hear a lot of vegan people say, but in regards to my horse career, I kind of wish that my parents would have put me in 4-H when I was younger. I mean, I didn't know how to join 4-H, and I feel like if I would have been in 4-H when I was younger, when I had like first gotten my horses, like my horses could have been experienced so much earlier, and I could have done like 4-H projects with them. I could have taken them to the 4-H horse shows, and stuff like that. So I was never in 4-H, and now that I'm older, I kind of wish that I was, because I could have done so many more things with my horses. Isabella, I was in your same shoes when I was younger, because when I first got my horses, well, not when I first got my horses, when I was a little bit older, my dad basically stopped helping with my horses, and I wasn't old enough to get a job either. Seriously, save all the money that you can. See if any barns around you need stable hands, need help, or a person to do chores or feedings, and make money that way. Offer to ride other people's horses for them if they need it. Take cans back to the store. All kinds of stuff. I mean, there's always ways to make money, and if you start saving now, I don't know how old you are, but if you're not old enough to get a job, I assume you're under 16. If you start saving up all your money now, and keep putting away a little bit here and there, any extra money that you have, you're gonna have plenty of money when you decide that you do want a horse. Even if it's like 5 or 6 years from now, if you've got like $1,000 saved up by then you could buy a horse for $1,000. I mean, there's pretty good horses for sale around me for $1,000. So just keep at it. Just keep the vision in line. I know it can get discouraging sometimes, and it can be so much money, but just keep at it, girlfriend. I actually was thinking about the other day on my other channel, if I should do like a video about saving money and like different ways that you can save money, and if you're really young, how you can make money, and kind of like a young finance video, because I mean, I wouldn't say that I have a lot of money, but like, I'm 19. I graduated high school actually about a year ago. And compared to a lot of the kids that I graduated with and like my classmates, I have a lot more money than they do. And I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but that's because certain habits were instilled in me when I was younger, because my parents didn't help me pay for my horses, and I learned how to save all of my money. So even now that I'm older and I have my own house and everything, like there's certain things that I can't spend money on, like going to the bar and like spending a whole bunch of freaking money on partying. And I know there's a girl that I work with, and one day she was telling me about how she went to the mall and went to Buckle and spent $400 in Buckle. And I was like, what? Like, what? Why would you spend that much money on like clothes and shoes and stuff like that? Like, kids my age are not good with their money. And I would say I'm pretty proud of the way that I've managed to save so much money for myself. And so if you guys like would be interested in a video like that, I think it would be kind of a cool different video for me to do on my other channel if you guys be interested in it. I don't want to make it if nobody's gonna watch it. But did I watch Lord of the Rings? I have not watched Lord of the Rings, but it seems like a really interesting one that I should watch. What do you think about it? Because I don't know, I've kind of been interested in it. Oh, and while there's 10 of you guys here right now, Day by Day did a really cool video, I thought, where they went on their Instagram and they asked people what their assumptions were about their family. And I thought that was really cool, and a lot of the comments were really interesting. So I kind of want to know, what are some of your guys' assumptions about me? Because I don't know why, I just think it would be cool. Some of them might be correct, some of them might be wrong. But I've just kind of thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if my subscribers assume anything about me that I haven't addressed or explained. And I figured I would ask you guys, is there anything you guys assume about me that maybe I haven't like stated directly or anything? It could be anything at all. Like, I'm a very open person. Don't feel shy about assuming something. Like, I genuinely want to know. Like, I'm curious. What do you guys assume? Anything? We're already at 47 minutes and there's only 10 people here. Like, this is weird. It must be really late or really early in the morning somewhere in the world. Because the last 2 live chats that I've done, I've had like 20 people. This is the first one where I've only had like 10. I think we've gotten up to 12 people. You think I'm a really straightforward person? So that is kind of true to an extent. Like, with my family, I'm very straightforward. Like, if my mom walked out and was wearing like a hideous shirt, I would be like, take that off. And I would just tell her, like, do not wear that. That looks hideous. Or like my siblings, I'm pretty straightforward with them. I'm pretty straightforward with my boyfriend. But like, if we're not friends and we're not like close, then like I probably won't say anything about it. Like, if something bothers me, I likely won't say anything about it. I'm just kind of like a passive person, unless we're like close or we're friends or family. Then I'm pretty straightforward with you. But not like if we're not like buds. Or like, I have like 1 or 2 close friends that I'll be pretty straightforward with, but depends who you are. That I live in Illinois. I live in Iowa, so close. We're right next door to Illinois, but we go to Illinois all the time. So looks like we've gained, oh, we just lost a person. Well, looks like we've gained 1 person. I don't understand why some people, it's like they get here and then they leave. Or maybe somebody else left, but I don't know what the point is in that. Hopefully all your guys' horses are doing good in this cold weather. It's been super cold and snowy here lately. Like, we've been really lucky this year in Iowa. We've had like a really mild winter where it hasn't really snowed. It hasn't been like dreadfully cold pretty much all winter, except for the last like 2 weeks. We got dumped on with snow and it's been like negative 20 degrees. Do I like animals or people better? Definitely animals. I think we can all agree on that one. Oh, you assume that I'm very confident. Yes and no. Depends on what areas of life. Oh my gosh, you guys have had fires. Yikes. Hope everybody's okay. Have I seen a horse's frog come fully off because they were in a dry climate and then were moved to a really wet climate? So I've never seen a frog come fully off, but I know that a lot of horses, when it's really wet or muddy, the frog tissue that's on the top, like towards the surface, like that's what you see when you pick the hoof. A lot of that can come off, especially if they've got a lot of dead built up skin. A whole chunk of it can come off. It's kind of like when your fingers get wet, or like when you just get out of a pool, your fingers kind of get really wet and really supple, and usually you can like peel skin off, or your skin comes off really easily. It's kind of the same thing that happens to a horse's frog. They've got that dead tissue that's sitting on the top or on the surface of their frog, and that can shed off in big chunks. Do I think it's okay to blanket a horse or an old horse? So I think blankets can be necessary if you have a horse with special needs, like a lot of old horses do, just because they can't hold fat on them very well. Sometimes their coat doesn't come in as good as it should, or, you know, they don't hold enough fat on their body. They don't process enough energy to stay warm in really cold climates. So, like, if it's a necessary thing, then yeah, I mean, you could blanket a horse. Yeah, if your horse is losing parts of their frog, just know that, like, the frog is a piece of tissue, and that has to shed naturally. I made a video, which you guys have probably seen, my how to trim horses' hooves video. And in that video, I cut a piece of Sugar's frog off. And literally, like, the comments exploded, like, oh my God, you cut off her frog! And oh my gosh, seriously, you guys, it was ridiculous. I was like, every other comment is about the horse's frog. And literally, you guys, I do it all the time. Even my farrier, before I started doing their hooves myself, would trim the frog down. I mean, he wouldn't cut it all off, but like the dead tissue that was building up on the surface of our frog, he'd either take the hoof knife and just slice it off, or he'd take his nippers and just kind of nip a little bit of it off. I mean, does it keep the frog healthy? Yeah, I mean, it can, but sometimes it can build up to be so thick that when you go to trim off your horse's hooves, the frog is raised. And if your horse is stepping on their frog and putting all their weight on the frog, that can cause problems. So if there's like a whole bunch of excess dead tissue on the frog, I mean, you can shave some of it off. It's not gonna like kill the horse or anything. I don't really mess with the frog unless it's something like that and it really needs it, but it just kind of all depends. I mean, I wouldn't really touch it unless you have to. Do you think traditions that involve animal abuse should be banned? Yes, personally I do, and I know that some people don't agree with that, and I know that offends some people, but personally, horses, well, not just horses, but all animals. I mean, all animals that are suffering and being tortured and their lives are being affected negatively by tradition isn't an excuse to me. Like, say, what if we sacrificed humans because it's tradition? Or what if we abused women because it's a tradition? Well, it might be a tradition, but it would still get banned because that doesn't make it okay. What is your go-to treatment for rain rot? I just got 2 rescues with some on their backs and neck. I've used MTG in the past, so I might use that, but it's expensive. So when my friend, when she first got one of her horses, we think it had some sort of rain rot issue going on. And, excuse me. What you can do is you can use some antibacterial soap, or I get the mane and tail medicated shampoo from the store I work at. You can find it online too. I think it's like $10 or something like that for a bottle of it. But it's a medicated shampoo that is, it works for like rain rot, girth itch. I think not ringworm. It works for like a whole bunch of different skin conditions. And I remember we used that on her horse and it helped a lot. So you could try that. But I've never dealt with rain rot that much. I would look up some different things for fungus or yeast infections, because that's kind of what rain rot is, and see if you can apply any of that to them. But yeah, so if you guys want to go over and subscribe to my other channel, keep an eye out for live streams like this. I don't have near the amount of subscribers on my other channel that I do here, so I don't know how many people would watch. But if you guys want to go over there, let me know some topics that you guys would like me to talk about, or questions you guys might have. If I go over there, we can talk about whatever you guys want. It doesn't have to be horse related. So let me know if you guys think that would be a cool idea. Would you guys watch? Oh my gosh, good for you, McKenna. That's awesome. I have a friend actually that has suffered from kidney failure for most of her life, and she got to experience Make-A-Wish as well. And she went to see Justin Bieber and got to meet Justin Bieber because she was obsessed with him at the time. But it was really cool for her. So I think that's a cool organization. But yeah, we're almost at an hour, guys. And like nobody came to this live stream. Really kind of surprises me, because there was like a lot of people on the first two. What are the BLM roundups about? Basically, the government is tired of horses being a nuisance animal, and they want to buy a bunch of land so they can build houses on it, they can drill oil on it, they can, I don't know, round up all the wild horses living on the land so that they can use it, round them up, sell them, send them to slaughter, whatever, get rid of them, basically. It's pretty sad. Whew. Are there any other assumptions that you guys have about me? Because I thought that was a really cool video idea. Maybe I'll put it in my next video, and whoever watches my next video can leave a comment about what you assume about me. But I mean, I'm pretty open with you guys. I tell you guys a lot of things. Is there anything you've always wanted to know about me that you just have never asked about? I would like to save a horse from the BLM one day. I don't know. That might be a long time from now, but I think it would be cool to start a Mustang from scratch and break it out. There used to be a YouTube channel. I think she's probably still on YouTube. It was called To the Heart of a Mustang, and I used to watch her all the time when I was younger. She rescued these two Mustangs and documented their whole training journey and everything. It was really, really cool. She ended up rehoming one of them, and she ended up keeping one of them, and it was really cool. Like, she, honestly, I think I learned a lot from her. Sorry, reading the comments. But yeah, she rescued two Mustangs and completely broke them out from the ground, and it was really cool. Why did I end up volunteering at the fire department? That's a good one. I don't think I've ever been asked about the fire department before on this channel. But for those of you that don't know, I am a volunteer firefighter on our local fire department. And basically, why did I want to do it? Well, I've lived in this town like my whole life. And when my mom got remarried, she remarried a firefighter. And so I've known the people on this fire department for years, like for like 10 years, 10 or 11, maybe 12. But I've known the people on this fire department for a long time. I've been around the fire department for a long time. I already know all the guys. Like, I've been there since they got their new building, I've been around them forever. And my dad was a firefighter for a while, and he was actually on 2 different departments. And I got to be like 16 years old, and at our fire department, when you turn 16, you can become what's called a cadet. And a cadet is basically a student firefighter where you can't go into any active fires or anything like that, but you can kind of do ride-alongs with the fire department. You can go to their meetings, you can go to their trainings. So I did that for 2 years. And I'm almost at the end of my probationary year before I can get voted on as an actual member. So you have your cadet period, and then you have to go through 1 year of probationary. It's like a probationary period where you're not officially a member yet, but after 1 year, the whole department will decide if they want to vote you on as a permanent member or not. Because, there's some deadbeat people who think they want to be a part of the fire department and then they never come to anything. They never show up to meetings or trainings. So they decide if they want to vote you on or not. And so I turned 16, and I was offered the opportunity to be a cadet. So I was like, I think it'd be fun to try. There were no other females on the department. Well, there were on the department, but there were no girl cadets. And so I was the only female cadet. I was the only girl in our whole high school that was on the fire department, and it was pretty badass. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, my stepdad's on the fire department. I already know all these guys. I've been around this fire department like my whole life. So I was already comfortable. I already knew people. So I just decided to give it a try. Oh, I didn't think about my live streams being on a Saturday night, and my other ones were on weeknights. That's true. I assume that you don't do anything part way and you finish everything you start. That one's pretty true. I don't like to give up and leave things unfinished, so that was a good one. As far as the person who said their horse is getting diarrhea all of a sudden, if you're feeding a different type of hay, like when I first brought my horse Luna home, she got diarrhea for a few days because we started feeding her pretty rich alfalfa hay, and you could tell her body just wasn't used to such a rich hay, and so she kind of got some diarrhea. Or if you're giving them a new type of grain, or different things that what they're eating is changing. If I wasn't a horse trainer, what would I be? Whoo, that's interesting question, because I've never had to think about that. I bet you I would be doing the same thing, but with different animals. If I wasn't a horse trainer, I wouldn't want to train other animals, but I would want to rescue other animals, which I already pretty much do, but so much of my time is taken up by horses. I think if I didn't do horses at all, I would volunteer at animal shelters. I would spend all of my time dedicating my life to other animals. Luna is doing good. She's settling in pretty good. I haven't really started to work with her too much. I've done a little bit of lunging with her, but right now, right now I'm just kind of letting her get used to all the people at the barn and just kind of letting her get comfortable. I've been turning her out in the arena during stall cleaning, like when I'm doing chores and cleaning stalls and everything. I've just been turning her out in the arena, and I want her to get comfortable in there. I want her to walk around the whole place. I want her to see everything and spend a lot of time in there, so that when I start working with her and riding her eventually, she'll be comfortable in there. But I've just done a little bit of lunging. Right now, a big part of Luna's refresher is going to be being comfortable with people again, because she's got some trust issues, man. Like, somebody did not treat her very well, and I think she's met a lot more idiots in life than horsemen, and so she has some trust issues. Like, she just doesn't want to be around people and is just very uncomfortable around people. And so the big thing that I want to focus on is not so much making her rideable right away, but I want her to be in a stable place of mind again and be comfortable with people and feel safe with me. I mean, I was actually in the barn the other day, and I lunged her just a little bit, and I brought her back in, and the barn owner was in there, and she's like, "You're not gonna ride her?" And I was like, "No, not yet." And she's like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna ride that thing." And I was like, "No, not yet." She's definitely not ready yet. She's not ready for me to ride her. I mean, I don't know that she would really do anything if I jumped on her, but like, Luna's in a place in mind right now where she doesn't trust anybody. She doesn't want to be with people, and I don't want her to think that humans are just gonna jump on you and ride you. Like, I want her to feel safe with me. I want her to trust me. I want her to be okay with being around people, you know? What kind of horse shows do? I basically just do fun shows and small local shows. A good length of time to ride a horse. I mean, if you are a good size for your horse, then I think you can ride them for hours. I mean, I know people that take their horses on like day-long trail rides, like then ride all day, like for like 12 hours they'll ride their horse. And it just depends on like how good a shape your horse is in. If you ride your horse all the time and they're in really good shape and can handle long rides, then take them on a long ride. But you can also do short rides. I mean, I ride my horses in the summertime when I go on the big Saddle Club trail rides. They're usually like between 2 and 4 hours. So just depends. But I've also ridden my horses for like 8 hours. So yeah, if you're a good size, and you know, comparable to your horse, then you shouldn't have too big of an issue riding for a long time. Okay, you guys, I'm like, feel my voice going out as I'm talking, so I think I'm gonna end this live stream. I've been here for over an hour this time, so like I said, go check out my other channel and keep an eye out for my live streams on that channel, because I really want to do those, and I really want to open up the conversation to more things than just horses. So I'll be doing that on my other channel, which you guys should go subscribe to if you haven't subscribed already. Check out my new video, and yeah, let me know what else you guys want to see in the comments of my videos. I'm gonna have a vlog coming out pretty soon with Luna, and yeah, hope you guys have been enjoying the live streams lately, and I think that's all. I had to say. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will chat with you guys. Oh, what's my other channel? It's called the Hey Mickey. It's linked down in the description of my other videos. I think I'm gonna change the name of it soon, but it's always linked in the description of my other videos. So if you need to find it, just go to one of my videos, go to the description, and I have my pet and vlog channel, and then I have my review channel, but it's the pets and the vlog channel that I'm going to be live streaming on. So